I saw kicking off today, isn't it? Another bit of breaking news. This time, not good news, unfortunately. Not a contract extension. This time, Aymeric Laporte has announced that he's leaving Manchester City Football Club. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't really come as much as a surprise, unfortunately, but Laporte is leaving after many years at Manchester City. He's been a City player for a while now, since 2018, and he's just put on his Twitter a thank you message. Unfortunately, the citizens, he's going to move on. I'll just bring it up on screen right now. You'll have to kind of go over to the actual video yourself to watch it, but basically it shows a montage of his career. Then at the end, how he joined, and then it shows his family at the end, and some lovely, it's a lovely touching tribute, and of course something that he absolutely deserves because he's been a big part of Manchester City for an awful long time. No official announcement on the website yet by any source, so this is very much his personal thing, and I'm going to guess there's no communication because he's announced it at the same time as his friend, Bernardo, which is probably not ideal, but it is what it is. Either way, of course, I'm sad to see Laporte go.
Thank you.
Wonderful player over the years. There he is with his little family, bless him. He's a father as well now. So many City players becoming dads, and I can sort of genuinely relate to it. They're a little bit more well off than me, if I'm being honest. But this is, of course, sad news. Laporte has been a Manchester City mainstay for an awful long time. And, of course, he joined back in 2018. He was involved in many of Man City's successes. How many seasons is he involved? He's also had an appearance this season. So this is his... This was his 7th season involved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He involved in 6 seasons before he left in his 7th. He got an appearance this season in the Premier League, though, as well. It's a shame he won't get 5 so he could get a medal, innit? It's an absolute shame. But either way, look, Laporte leaving it's sad. It's absolutely sad. It's not particularly surprising by anyone's standards, I would guess. A phenomenal footballer. He's been excellent for Manchester City for a long time, but it's been really, the writing's been on the wall for a while now. I look over at his stats. He played 180 times for Manchester City. Started 168 of them with sub and 12. He scored 12 goals as well. And he won 139 games of the 180 he played. 1 red over 7 seasons and 20 yellow cards. And that trophy cabinet speaks for itself, of course. A Premier League, a Community Shield, a Premier League, an FA Cup, Carabao Cup, the Premier League, another Carabao Cup, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and, of course, a Champions League as well. This man won an awful lot. And I think it's fair to say, actually, he was a massive star for Manchester City, a couple of injuries here and there, but he was a mainstay almost immediately when he came in. And he was excellent for an awful long time. It felt like for a while he was probably the best in the world in his particular role on the left side. Obviously, what he brought to Manchester City was a technical ability that sort of unrivaled by many, sort of unrivaled in general in his space. Like, as a passer, as a ball progressor, you will struggle to find anyone as good as him in the game. Now, of course, that didn't mean he was irreplaceable. It looks like City have, of course, moved on from him. Well, they have moved on from him, and they did, of course, at the start, midway through last season when things started to change a little bit. Now, of course, he was hugely involved in 21-22, absolutely pivotal, in fact. He was wonderful, particularly towards the end of the season, where he played through pain and injury as City hunted down a Premier League title, of course, culminating in the 3-2 win against Aston Villa. Laporte, immense in that. Running with injuries, playing through pain for this club. But it was last season where things started to go wrong. City did not have a good start to the season. There was some signs of alleged discontent, a little bit of moaning here and there. Laporte apparently a few times has sought pastures new in general in the summer. There's been rumours about his future pretty much ever since he joined Manchester City Football Club. He's not one to sit on the bench, but he's had sat on the bench every now and then, with Diaz and Stowe's partnership occasionally taking off to the point where Laporte has found himself as the sub, which he hasn't liked. And he's never been one to hide his feelings that way. A cracking player, but he's got a lot of confidence in his own ability. And if Stones and Diaz were ahead of him, he let Guardiola know by all accounts. And I don't think that always sat well with Guardiola. Of course, it didn't mean he never played. He got into the team an awful lot. But last season, it sort of came to a head to the point where he was on the bench more or less from January onwards, with Nathan Ake getting into the team. And once Ake was in the team, Guardiola saw no reason to sort of change or shake up the construct of the team because it was working so well. He was excellent for large parts of his time at City, but Ake got into that side, and his work rate, his focus, his leadership, in a team full of happy flowers, as Guardiola called him, was undeniable. Like, he was a big part of that success as City went on to win the treble. And it became immediately obvious that when City won the league last season, there was signs. There was a clip of I think it was from one of the last home games of the season where Laporte was sat on the pitch and he was crying, and it was really obvious at that point that he was sort of saying goodbye, that he knew he was leaving this team. And unfortunately, that it was the end of it. He has left, of course. He did leave a treble winner, and he did play his part in those successes as well, so he can hold his head high there. He is a Champions League winner, a treble winner, a 3P, 100 points. No, he missed 100 points, actually. He was formidable. No, he did get 100 points, actually. He came in halfway through that season. He was a big part of it. He was a phenomenal player for us, a hugely gifted player. To put 29 years old now, and of course City made no qualms about their chase for Josko Vardiol, the long-term replacement. And by all accounts, he looks like a fantastic player that we've got in. So when obviously Al-Nassr came in and they're offering him £400,000 allegedly a week tax-free, that's doubling his earnings over the course of a few years. He's gone in 30-40 million over a few years. You can't really blame him for fancying a little bit of that, And to be honest, the fee of around 25 to 30 million pounds, allegedly, it isn't a lot of money. It's not a particularly high fee. But at the same time, you don't mind he moving on somewhere else, given what he's given to this Manchester City side. Like, City, once again, as I was saying in the video 20 minutes ago, when we were talking about Bernardo Silva, we were talking about how Guardiola, and the team like to, treat their players like adults. They like to treat them with maturity and say, if you want to move on, if you want to go, just bring us the right fee. And City respect that. Laporte, 25 million isn't an awful lot, but it's a good amount for a guy who turns 30 next year, and he's getting a chance to win an awful lot of money for his now, young family as well. And I think City were like, okay, well, it isn't United, it isn't Arsenal, Liverpool, it's not a rival of ours directly, it's not even a European rival. Let him go there, get some money in for a guy who's not fully happy, and we'll bring in Josko Vardiol, and everyone is happy. Look at it this way: 25 million off Vardiol's fee. And all of a sudden he's down at 50 million. 50 million for a few years of, several years of Laporte, and then 50 million for his replacement. Look at it that way, and all of a sudden you think this is actually a decent amount. It's a decent fee, And good luck to him. 5.5 unforgettable years. Plenty of memories that'll keep forever close to my heart. Indeed, mate. Indeed. Look, the thing is now, there's news constantly. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano right now, apparently Nunes is now higher on the list than Eze. So there's stuff going on everywhere, left, right, and centre. The Bernardo Silva contract, but apparently Doku's just signed his contract right now, so that'll probably be announced tomorrow. There's just so much going on that I'm absolutely exhausted, video after video after video. But no rest for the wicked and all that. Hello to Kylian Mbappe in the chat there. Give this video a like, guys, by the way, if you are new to the channel. Help subscribe and help support the channel as well. Just so much going on. Jam would love double 11. I don't mind, mate. I don't mind at all. It is what it is. It's just how it is. The thing is as well, look, Laporte was fantastic, but I do think there's an argument to be had that ultimately, City were probably needed someone a little bit, maybe different, someone different for the dynamic of the team, a little bit steelier. He did make a mistake every now and then in big games, but he was still quality for us, and I do think the brilliance that he brought, I don't think we're going to miss it too much. I think Josko could step into those shoes. And Ake, a cracking player, and much more of a squad player. And I think defensively we are better in the current structure. I think Diaz, Stones, Akanji, Ake, hopefully Josko as well. I think they all buy into that everyone supports everyone attitude. They're all a team full of they're all teammates basically. And Laporte was sort of an individual, But of course, that's not to deny his ability. As keeper Tim said, big goal against Brighton. His running for the season before last will never be forgotten, and some huge moments in his. He was always a cracking player for us, but that is life and things do move on. Guys, it was just a very quick video here talking about this. I mean, I don't have the energy to do any more videos. This is the fourth one I've done. I'm absolutely knackered, and I've got to think about doing my docu video for tomorrow, I've got to film that. But, Laporte deserves respect. He's a fantastic player. We've been so blessed over the past several years, 10 years, to see so many good footballers, and Laporte very much fits that category. But unfortunately, time waits around for no one, and opportunity knocks for some people, and it doesn't for others. And when you're at Manchester City, things do move on quickly, and it seems callous, but we just have to crack on and move on. Laporte is a fantastic player. Didn't always, mesh. Maybe with Guardiola's vision of the team, and said we did actually. I guess he didn't agree about being dropped every now and then. But Laporte, phenomenal player. He doesn't not say he's a bad man, by the way. He just obviously respects his own ability. Like he's not like a. I don't think he was toxic in the way that the Cancelo allegedly was. Nothing like that at all. Just he's got a lot of self-confidence and self-belief, but that is fine. That is fine, guys. Thank you for watching this. Let me know what you make of Aymeric Laporte's decision to join Al-Nassr and leaving Manchester City after several years. Let me know down in the comments below. And, of course, go and check out all the other billions of videos I've done recently. So many videos on the channel. I've just done a video about Bernardo Silva. I can't keep up, if I'm being honest. I absolutely can't keep up. There we go. Bernardo Laporte leaves City. Bernardo extends. It did this. Nunes Eberezer earlier with podcasts with... Amos Murphy, Eze video this morning. That's a cracking video. Go and watch that. You should absolutely watch that right now. So much videos. Like, subscribe. Catch you on a bit. I'm going to go and have a rest because I'm knackered. In a bit, Laporte. Thanks for everything, man. You're an absolute superstar.